Welcome. In this video we'll be reviewing the Portfolios and Signals screen. This screen allows you to manage all of your portfolios and the transactions to them. In addition, you can monitor the performance of each of your portfolios. Even if you have existing portfolios that were not started within the Apollo system, you can easily add them to the system. In the top left portion of the screen, you'll see the portfolios that have been identified. With these buttons you can add, remove, or rename a portfolio. This section shows you the performance of the portfolio that you have selected up here. This section allows you to see the data in the center section in various formats. With the current portfolio radio button selected, it shows you all the stocks that are in that portfolio. If you click on the Transaction History radio button, it will show you all of the transactions that have occurred within that portfolio. By clicking on the Signals radio button, you will see a list of all the groups, including the portfolios. By expanding the Portfolios area, we see our portfolio and the signals and their dates. In addition to the signals and dates, it shows the recommended quantity of purchase on the date that the signal was given. With these two buttons, you can add or remove transactions from an existing portfolio. With this button, you can create a new portfolio and enter existing positions. This is used when you already have a portfolio existing outside of the Apollo system, which you want to enter and monitor within the system. The right-hand side of the screen shows performance information for the currently selected portfolio. In this case, we see the profit value and the graphic information showing that performance, the profit percentage and the graphic, as well as the portfolio value that includes the initial deposit and the gains and losses over time. Now let's take a look at each of the functions. To add a portfolio, we simply click on Add Portfolio. We simply type in the name of the portfolio and the amount of our initial deposit. On a new portfolio, the initial date of deposit will usually be the current date. However, in the case of an existing portfolio, you may want to backdate this to the day that the original portfolio was created. Now we simply click Add. If we now click on the current portfolio and look at the transaction history, we'll see that we have a deposit on today's date of $20,000. With the portfolio added, we're now ready to add transactions. By clicking on the Add Transaction button, this window pops up. We can take any of the following actions. We'll buy stock, we'll put in the quantity, and we'll select the stock. Notice that there are a number of ways to select the stock, either from the drop-down list here, or you can select it by index or any of these sectors or categories. We'll look at it by index, and we will select a particular stock from the S&P 500. We'll go with Agilent Tech, and it shows us the cost per share. We can add commissions and fees that go along with the transaction. Click OK. Notice that the information on the portfolio has changed, showing us our total cash position, the stock value, and the remainder. Note that the total has been reduced by the $7 commission we had on the stock transaction. As you add new stocks, you can add them through the Add Transaction button here. If you make a mistake and need to remove a transaction, simply click on it and hit Remove Transaction. Click on it here. OK. Next we'll show you how to add an existing portfolio that you may already have. We click on Add Portfolio. The Add Portfolio window pops up. We type in our name. Then in place of our initial deposit, we input the cash balance within our existing portfolio. We'll say for the purposes of this demonstration that that's $14,253. We click Add. Next we click Enter Existing Positions. The Enter Positions window pops up. In this we add all the stocks that we have in our existing portfolio. We can click on the Stock button and select the stock. Let's say that we have some Hewlett-Packard stock. We click on that. We input the number of shares. And we click Add. We select our next stock in the same way, IBM. Click on that. Add 300 shares. Once we have added all the stocks that are in our existing portfolio, we click OK. Click Yes, and our portfolio is created. You will notice that the deposit amount is updated to reflect the additional cost of the stocks that we have added to the portfolio in addition to our cash position. If we select another portfolio that we have previously entered, we can see all of the transactions that that portfolio contains. In our summary section, we see the performance of that portfolio, and on the graphs we see a graphical representation of that performance. This concludes our review of the Portfolios and Signals screen. Be sure to visit us on the web at www.apollostockmanager.com. Be sure to visit us on the web at www.apollostockmanager.com.